You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Miriam Gonzalez and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Mixology After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Mixology After Show.
Angel, Angel, wow, hi.
Get it. Now you can sing this better.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
You know I got no singing voice. Singing voice.
Oh, you absolutely do. Hey there, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to another episode of AfterBuzz TV's Mixology. I am your host, Miriam Gonzalez. Joining me this afternoon or evening are my darling co-hosts, and we have a special guest this evening, sir.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
oh,
you.
me. Okay.
We'll introduce you first, and then they can go after.
Oh,
Sir
you want
Craig
to?
Frank.
I am Sir Craig Frank.
And then
I have not been knighted yet, so let me make that clear.
And then my co-host.
I'm Candy Buenrostro.
Hey, girl. I'm Stephaune. Y'all know me.
And we are doing episode number 4.
This is the 4th episode.
Yes, number 4, Cal and Kacey. And tonight we saw our Earth Angels tonight, our little soulmates.
Did you really?
Yes.
Were you guys high?
Well,
We were high on love. It was.
Okay, all right. Just
we
wanna
were
make sure.
connection.
hopeful.
I want to make sure. I don't know if you guys dropped some acid before you watched the show.
We were hopeful. We were
Yeah.
hopeful. We saw the love connection
Even though
tonight.
you stood her up.
Oh, hold on a second. Wait a second. All right, first of all, I didn't stand her up. Cal stood her up.
Cal
Secondly, he stood her up for a good reason. Okay, he saw her hugging. It was misinterpreted, but he saw her hugging the bartender who she just smashed 20 minutes ago.
Smashed
Yes.
him 20 minutes
But
ago.
So-
he shouldn't let his past affect the future.
Oh, what? 20
Well, listen,
minutes is not a
those
pass.
who-
I mean,
Those
the
who-
past is the past.
Yeah, those who,
Stuff happens.
who, what is it? How's it go? Those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. I don't know what that. I don't wanna say it
Exactly.
anymore.
That's exactly
But you know,
it.
no, you got to take your past into consideration sometimes.
I think every new person you meet, you should be equal opportunist.
Yeah, but you have to. The lessons that you learn are there for a reason.
But
Candice has a pass, so she's just
Yeah.
trying to
Boy,
defend
is that what
herself.
you're
I
doing?
do.
Is that what you're
I'm
doing?
saying-
Bartender past.
the reality is they didn't know they were going to meet. 20 minutes before they met, she probably, had she known that she was going to meet your character, Cal, she probably wouldn't have smashed
That's
Dominic
true.
the
That's true.
bartender.
They hadn't met yet.
Right.
When she smashed.
So it was
him.
all new. It was beautiful. It
because
was
it's not. I mean,
organic.
prior to them smashing, she actually was breaking up with him. She was doing the "it's not you, it's me"
Breakup
Yeah.
sex.
trying to do the adult breakup, and then she was kind of like, "Well, you're here, I'm here. We've done it before. Why not?" So,
I felt like that was like her third breakup. She broke up with him several times in that one night. I don't know about how much stock we can put in her breakup.
she's 20-something. She doesn't know any better.
What does that mean?
And can we talk about the other waitress ratting her out?
Oh yeah, she's a snitch.
Yeah.
It's that don't hate the player, hate the game.
Girl code. She needs to learn it.
Y'all
The
have
other-
a
She's a
code?
hater.
The other waitress's name is Star, by the way, with an extra R.
Shout out to Star,
Extra
double R.
So that's
Star.
some mixology trivia right there.
Yeah.
Good to know. We
Star
like a
double
little
R.
trivia. We like a little trivia. Well,
So we're excited. We got Sir Craig Frank, the non-threatening black dude from every commercial, which they cited in episode 1. I appreciated that.
That one actually, a lot of people hit me up on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
it-
got a lot of laughs.
Well, I mean, if you all don't know, Craig actually is the non-threatening black dude from every commercial.
Well,
so it wasn't a stretch.
To be completely honest, there's 3 of us. I think that they were they did a SNL sketch I think last year. Kenan Thompson, he had this big fro and these glasses, and I actually tweeted to SNL. I was like, yeah, very, very funny. And I had a picture attached to it which had Keenan on top and then me from one of my commercials on the bottom with my big fro because I had much more hair then and glasses. And I was like, very, very funny, rebuttal video to come. And they favorited the tweet. I'm thinking, okay, they're obviously not making fun of me, but when they favorited the tweet, I was like, ah! And so that day, I went out and I shot a rebuttal video and sent it to him.
Nice. I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
Don't look it up. I mean, you can. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I want to see something fun. I like that. Rebuttal video to Keenan. They need to bring you on there. That'd be awesome.
Well, that would be, that'd be one of the bucket list
Yeah. Okay.
items.
It's a good bucket list. Well, on tonight's episode, we saw that your character, Cal and Kacey, had a whole bucket list connection going on where once the characters find out that they are from the same small town and know a lot of the same things, we find out that they were also delivered by the same mailman slash doctor slash fireman.
Right.
That they want to have 3 kids together. Now, it almost seemed like they were on a date at that point, but come to find out that she is not even on break.
No, she's
but
just neglecting her other patrons.
she's just
Her
sitting
entire
down,
job.
You know, and 3 kids start in the city, move to the country.
1 girl, 2 boys.
Yeah.
In a house shaped like a barn.
Like a barn. I like that because I felt like it was a fast forward through a relationship. You got the chemistry was there from the beginning when she said, "Oh, it's so on." I was like, okay, chemistry's there, but now they took us through this relationship, and I can see why you marry so much because it's all happening so fast for you in your life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that it rarely happens when you have a connection with someone like that. Realistically.
That you marry someone that fast?
Well, I mean that you get to know someone that quickly.
That's true. Funny story. I mean, it's not necessary, and it's not nearly as fast. But my parents, 4 months after they were together, my mom was driving my dad to work, and my dad looked over at her and goes, "Hey, you want to try a thing?" And this Saturday, they're having their 40th year anniversary.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom and dad, they married after 3 months, and they just had their 33rd anniversary.
Why'd you try to one up?
No,
Craig?
this is. I hear it a lot. Like a lot of people. I know too. I know. I had an actor friend in Florida who her parents got married. I think after 2 weeks, and they've been together. They're still together. It's been longer than 40 years, if I'm not mistaken. So
That's
I mean,
awesome.
that's the way to go.
That's amazing.
And that's the thing. It's the fact that your characters on the show actually show that that's possible. It doesn't happen all the time.
Well, of course,
but
yeah, because
it
he
is
screwed
possible.
the first 3 marriages that did not work out for him at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, the fact that the 2 characters have this instant connection and want the same things, and which is why, Tom is such an advocate for the relationship to push that you guys, she is the one. And poor Bruce is just pushing so hard for it to not happen. He's like, no, I swear, like, I could have a connection with her. I'll marry her first. It's absolutely hilarious how he tries to push for this throughout the entire episode, to the point where he goes and calls her over and tries to order a round of drinks, and even that was a big fail.
Yeah, I think that he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. He just doesn't know. He doesn't know what boundaries are or how not to go too far when making a point. But I like the dynamic of this show because this episode specifically because all the other episodes it was Bruce and Cal kind of mentoring Tom.
Yeah,
and in this episode it was Tom and Bruce. And you got, at this point, Tom gets to step up and go, no, wait a second. Now, I have ideas. So I like the dynamic. I like the little change of pace in this episode.
And I like that they play kind of like angel devil on your shoulders, There's even a scene where they're standing in front of you and you're looking. It's like good, bad, bad. It's pretty well shot. I like that.
Ultimate moment, though, I have to say, which they flash back to the whole picnic moment, is the punching of the throat.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And how it comes about to why he punches you in the throat.
So that's got to be
we have
made to
a
look
talented
real.
writing staff.
That's got to be. How did that work out for you? Is there a stunt bump in there? Did you have to take a little bit?
No stunt bump, and I got to be honest with you. He was very, very sharp with not hitting me in the throat.
Really?
Yes.
So
not once did he make a mistake and hit me in the throat.
That's awesome.
So where did he hit you?
He didn't hit me at all. It's the magic of filmmaking. We did have a stunt person there, which to me was at first was kind of laughable. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
But then when you realize, well, he could actually punch me in the throat. But he never hit me. He was very accurate with not hitting me in the throat.
Oh, wow.
So I never got hit.
That's good to know.
I'm
Bruce-
glad that you guys believed it though, because every time I look at it, I'm like, ugh, I could have done a better job.
No,
But
it was believable.
No, it looks like it
Absolutely.
happens.
Yeah.
It looks like it happens. You play it well.
So in real life, how similar are you in dating and relations to Cal? Like,
Okay, well, I haven't been married 3 times or divorced.
So if you were married 3
So
times
you're a
and
normal
divorced,
man.
would you
So,
still
yeah.
give love a chance?
I mean, I don't know. The thing for me is, I am in a sense I am as positive as him. I'm not I don't consider myself to be an optimist, to be completely honest. I am positive, but I believe that either optimism or negativity are the 2 extremes.
Yeah.
And so I like to not be extreme in any way.
Okay.
So, but I am positive in sense. But I'm more of a I more look at the stats, which is weird to say because I'm not a statistician. But I kind of look at the possibilities of what could happen. And that goes towards positivity and sometimes towards negativity at times. But in that sense, we're a little different, where I think things through way more than Cal does.
Sure.
In
And
this
you're
sense.
not in a relationship currently.
Currently, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Ladies,
Just so y'all know.
he's
Ladies.
available.
Got to clear
Hello?
it up. So I love that he says, I think she might be the one. I mean, how many times in like an instance can a guy say that? Or a girl? You
Oh,
know?
a girl can say it often.
You guys are ridiculous.
Yeah, but
man.
isn't
guys,
it like but the girls, like, you guys know it within 5 minutes, right? Or 2 minutes?
Yeah,
or
but usually
15
we're
minutes?
always wrong.
Oh, really? Is that what it is? You guys?
so y'all get married 2, 3, 10
I mean,
We
for-
think that in the beginning, then.
there's the whole possibility, and then there's the checklist. We see someone, and then we're like, maybe, could be, and then we start going through the no. Then you start seeing the red flags, and you're like, oh hell no.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes I've seen red flags and just been like, well, whatever, let's see what happens, and then I'm like, I saw them, they were there.
Why? Why?
Can I live with that? Maybe, and then it gets on your nerves, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
So we do listen to our stupid hearts. At some point.
Some of us. I think
do.
so. I think we do. I think at some point you realize that either you're gonna have to listen to your heart or just be alone forever. If you're okay with being alone forever and having a cat, then great.
Hey, I love my cat.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
cute. They snuggle and they don't talk back.
Your cat snuggles?
Oh hell yeah!
I've never had a cat that snuggles. Cats have always just been like, get
And
away.
they're in their own way.
Get away.
If you get them when they're really little,
Is that what it is?
yeah, you get separation anxiety.
Okay.
I wish I
Train 'em
could
when
have a
they're
cat.
young.
Still
I'm
not gonna let me get a
allergic.
cat.
I don't want a cat. So use your brain and your balls, not your stupid heart, but by brain I mean balls. What a hilarious line, which is kind of how some men think.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
think
a
with your
gesture
penis
anyway.
instead of with think with that head and not with this head. As well.
Why do
I
you
take
know about
that.
this? What?
I mean, I have enough guy friends to know that
Gee
if you think sexually and not with your heart, you're not going to get hurt. And I
Bruce
think
is trying to
that's-
keep you in the we're in the club
Yeah, yeah.
moment.
in the
Yeah.
man
No,
zone.
yeah,
Don't
and
don't
not in
fade
the
on me.
heart
Well,
zone.
see, I think because Bruce is and this is the genius of the show.
Yeah.
Bruce wants someone so much that if he can't have someone, he needs his friends.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, like, now that Tommy's out of this relationship, I think
Sure.
he's like, I'm gonna show you how to get a bunch of girls, but you're not gonna fall in love. Like, just get a bunch
Just
of
get a
girls.
bunch- yeah.
But you're still gonna be my boy. We're still gonna hang out and do this stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the genius of the writing staff that
Yeah.
they portray, because he fights so hard against this. He's like, dude, and he says it at one point. He's like, I'm not gonna be able to hang out with you, and that's gonna suck because you're gonna be you're not gonna be cool.
You're
I
not
want to
gonna be
let's do
fun.
this. Let's
Yeah,
continue.
yeah.
Look how fun this is. Let's keep doing this.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. It's a
He
good
wants
point.
He wants to keep you all for himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And typically, the single guy that can never get a girl, always wants that.
Yeah.
He wants his boys.
Because you need companionship, even if it's just a friendship. Even if it's your boys to go out and root
Sure.
you on.
Well,
to go get
typically,
some girl's number.
if you, in a healthy situation in a relationship, you should be able to have your boy time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because girls are crazy or guys are crazy, you never get that. There's always a pull away
I
from.
think
your
everybody's
guy
a little
time.
crazy.
Insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
everybody's
agree
got
with
their
that.
little crazy.
There's always that, why
just
are you
how
going
far
out with
you
the
go.
boys?
Yeah.
Why do you have to go out
Jealousy.
with the girls? And it's like, wait a second, you need to be independent. Why can't I have my alone time with my friends?
Yeah.
Have your own life.
You
Yeah.
were talking about the genius of the writing, and just a quick quote: the discount tanning salon for the homeless that still want to be tanned. The things that they think of is mind blowing.
Yeah, do you know about the vocabulary?
No.
You don't know about there's posts
I'm
on
writing it
Facebook
down.
and stuff. The vocabulary basically is, for instance, a Zumba is someone that you slept with that you don't admit to, no matter how much fun you had sleeping with her.
Zumba?
I love
Yeah, a Zumba. It's like the what is it? The workout thing that they do that no one admits to doing.
Gotcha.
Low
Like
impact
that,
or whatever it is.
The slosh groban, where it's like you're so drunk that you sing everything that you're saying, that you see.
I got to look this up.
Yeah. There's a bunch. They have a whole list of words that they came up with.
Okay.
All right. You know what? I'm going to say this before we get into, and I want you to think of some more of this vocabulary. Let's take a quick commercial break. So
Tuesdays on Oxygen.
I'm Miriam Gonzalez, and my life can get a little crazy. I host Extra. I'm an actor, producer, dancer, wrestler, and a lot of other things. I live with Kevin, my boyfriend of 15 years. Do you really love me?
I would say that I'm in serious like.
And my parents. Yep, I just said I live with my parents.
You drive me crazy.
You drive me crazy. My parents want us to get married.
You both love each other. Get married.
Kevin and I don't. I am going to get married when I want to get married. I think I want kids. Kevin definitely doesn't want them now.
This is being pushed on to us.
And of course, my parents wanted them yesterday.
This year, you gotta have it.
And I have a house full of people counting on me financially. If I take my eye off the ball, everything can fall apart.
It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or wants us to do. It's what we want to do.
Everyone thinks that they know what's best for me, but I'm really the only one. I have got to figure things out.
Chasing Maria Menounos is so new. Every Tuesday at 10, 9 Central, starting March 18th, only on Oxygen.
Yes.
awesome. Be sure to check out Chasing Maria.
Yeah.
Tuesday
I
nights.
saw this Tuesday.
Chaser.
Absolutely. We
Talking
all
about
do
chasing
here at
girls.
AfterBuzz TV. So we were just talking about
Vocabulary.
vocabulary. And
These
Craig
writers
was
are
just saying
geniuses.
that he had several that
No,
he
there's
wanted to tell us about.
there's a whole dictionary with these things. Another one is my favorite one of all time is beaver damming, which is the equivalent to it's the female equivalent to cock blocking.
Beaver damming.
Which to me has always been my favorite. When I first heard that, I was like, "This is genius. What is
Yeah,
it? What is
yeah.
this?
I
This is
love
genius." Another one is an English degree,
Okay.
which is someone that you're interested in who's a complete waste of time.
Yeah.
You know,
English
it's like the
degree.
English, because you get an English degree, and then what do you do with it?
What do you do with that?
sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. There's a whole list of them. I wish I'd brought them in.
Shout out
But,
to the writers.
The writing staff,
Yeah.
they were stuff they came up with was just, to me, I was so impressed.
It's very impressive, and I'll be looking up this vocabulary.
Yeah.
And you guys should too. All our fans out there of mixology.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some promo stuff with the vocabulary, the 4-second look. Man, there's so many of them.
The 4-second look. Tell me about
The 4-second look is basically you shouldn't stare at someone for longer than 4 seconds, because then it gets weird. Then it's like, oh my God, is she checking me out? Oh yeah, she's checking me out. Okay, she's still looking. Now it's getting a little weird. Okay, all right, she owns a dungeon. She's she's gonna murder me.
Right.
Okay, she's still looking. Oh God, it's scary.
Yeah.
That's
you.
what. Yeah.
You know, I have been talking about this for years, and people think I'm crazy.
You get 4-second looked up and down, or
No, I get like that whole like 20-second, 30-second.
oh, that's
1
an ex
minute.
murderer.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
And then I said this once, and I'll tell you guys later. I was like, I can't stand people that stare, and they're like, why? And I was like, seriously? And thank you.
There you
Now
go.
I have
Don't
something-
thank me, the writers, man. That's them.
Thank you to the
That's
writers
their-
of Mixology.
That's awesome.
Now I have something to reference into. I
Vocabulary.
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Vocabulary.
Have a look up
the
the
four
Hashtag
second.
vocabulary and go check it out.
Absolutely. So in this episode, Bruce starts running down a lot of the things about, Kacey. And one of the things that they say is, she's a waitress, and, waitresses are like strippers, and
They're just strippers that serve us
that serve
or something
us.
like that.
That
Strippers
serve
with food, I think is
Strippers
Strippers
with
with
food.
food.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And of course, Tom is trying to justify it, and
He's like-
it's like, but she brings you things.
Yeah, she brings.
No,
That's
first,
really
I love how
sweet.
sincere he is when he says, but you like strippers. He's like,
And then he's
oh,
stuck
yeah,
for a
I do,
second.
yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Not in
Yeah.
this, not right now.
I got to tell you, working with those two guys, because I got to do it a whole lot this season. It's just I honestly feel like an audience member when I work with them.
Yeah.
I just sit back and I just laugh, because that's how they are. It's so funny that the writers, they met with us in pairs when we found that the show got picked up, and they wanted to hear our voices so they could write for us. And I got to tell you, they did a great job, because
Sure.
just hanging around them, having them be in front of you, just have a conversation, and then go into the dialogue, it's the same thing. And that's how they are, and they're just
That's
so funny.
awesome.
I ruined so many takes because of them.
Oh, wow.
Like, as a matter of fact, at the very end of the episode, when I go back and I'm supposed to be so sad, I take my actor moment and I'm, sitting in the corner. I'm kind of staying away from everything just so I can, have my moment. And then I walk up to go sit down with them. And Andrew said something that was so funny, that was unscripted, that I was like, I was so mad because, I was laughing, but I was also mad because I was like, you're such an ass. Like, I'm supposed to have this moment. I'm supposed to be sad, and I'm laughing my ass off now. Those guys they're so fun to work with. But everybody I feel in the show is talented and funny in their own way. That Kate Simsies is just she's a genius too.
I love her.
She is a genius.
Yes.
That one.
Now, speaking of Andrew, there was a scene with you guys last episode that was just classic, and it's where they flash to you getting married, and he's giving a speech, and he drops his pants, and he's like, "That's so much better."
Yeah.
Like,
it's awesome.
There's one shot where they cut away to me, to my reaction,
right.
And I think they got that a lot earlier because I could not stop laughing when they did that.
Oh,
that
wow.
scene. Him and Tom.
Yeah. Tom on the show.
Blake. They did some stuff in that was just so funny. It's funny because we have 22 minutes. It's hard to get everything in, but there's just so much funny stuff that hopefully we'll have DVDs and
get some outtakes.
There's
that'd be
so
good.
much funny stuff in that.
well, you guys are definitely paired really well together. That's to say the least.
Yeah, that crew is definitely the one to watch for me. It's always hilarious no matter what you all are doing.
Well, I think it's I think to the credit of the other cast members, we're the crew that we get to do and say whatever we want.
Sure.
Because we're three guys. Guys get to do and say whatever.
Yeah.
So but if you met Adam, who plays Ron, the British guy, he's British, but he's easily one of the funniest people I've ever met. His humor is
see that. I can see that.
Aiden's, everybody's got their own type of humor, and everybody's really fun to be around. And the thing is, we have group text messages. We're constantly in contact. We're constantly hanging out.
That's
we all
awesome.
hung out last night. Not all of us, but most of us hung out last night.
Yeah.
For the show, is what I mean.
All right, I get it.
Yeah.
I think we got it.
Yeah.
Alexis was saying you guys are really close knit, which is a rarity.
The one thing that I say all the time is to get 10 people in the same room is hard enough.
It's a big deal
for them to like each other, but 10 very vain actors to be in. Like actors, let's be honest, we are the most vain people on the planet.
Sure.
To get 10 of us into a room and for all of us to like each other and be willing to give and it's just so awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, you can send a text out after this to see who wants to be a guest on our show next week.
I'll
look at Candice. I like that.
She's just on it.
Let them know. I like that they changed your hair for each marriage. I was peeping that. I peeped that. I said, okay, they made sure it didn't just go the same way. He had the twisties in one.
There was a lot of. It's so funny. The twisties I got. That was the first thing that we tried because I got black hair. All right, so there's not much you can really do with it.
Yeah.
But the first thing that we did was the twisties, and the hair lady was like, "How do you like this?" And I was like, "I hate it." So they're probably gonna approve it right away. And we went to one of the showrunners and the producers and stuff, and they go, well, "How do you like it?" And they were like, "Oh, we love it. This is great." And I was like, "Oh my God, I have to wear this." The only thing that saved it, I was like, maybe someone will find it funny because this is ridiculous.
Right. But that's me. I'm here watching. Okay.
It was definitely fun to try different things with a fro, and then like, how can we get it lower? How can we get it? Like, what are we gonna do with it? It's like, well, at some point, just pick it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think was your last the third marriage you just picked out.
Well, I like how, and it's something that a lot of people I think can relate to with the show, and that's the one thing that I think we all like is that the show is relatable, and the two characters when they come together and why they are soulmate earth angels that ultimately don't get together due to this the fact that Cal sees Kacey hug Dominic,
right, and then
their
with their pasts,
but it's because of their pasts and all the things that they've been through, the 3 marriages, and she finds out that her boyfriend is gay and loves to oil up men and loves penises,
which he clearly expresses,
and how they deal with it. They flash to. They try to deal. They don't like empty carbs, and they want to be. They dive into their work, and they dive into working out, and they want to feel like they're a part of something bigger. And they both sit in Grand Central Station and watch the world, pass by, and that's something really great to. People can relate to that. People want to feel like they're a part of something bigger.
Yeah, and
that's why we watch Mixology, because we want to feel like we're a part of something bigger. We want to feel like we're in the mix of things, and it's relatable and it's kind of cool.
And when you think about how they the adjectives they use to describe you and Kacey, it's sweet, fun, and positive for her, and then loving, kind, and heterosexual for you.
Love that one.
It's kind of like the same thing.
You took very specific notes.
Yes.
Was there a lecture? Are you in school?
Because I like to
lecture.
see the dynamic of the two. They're pretty much the same.
No, yeah.
It's like you guys are the same, and they use that. It's all synonyms.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
Again, the writing.
That's them. I take no credit for that.
Again, the writing.
But you play it well.
Well, thank you.
So talking about the dynamic between two characters, Fab and Jessica. I've now grown to love Fab. I was like, man, Fab is such a biatch. Which is her role.
Yeah, which is funny. I'm glad that you said that, because I feel like that a lot of people were saying the same thing about Bruce because they didn't get him. They were like, I don't.
He's kind of
douchey. He's just over. Yeah, I think
Sure.
I've had so many people be like, God, he's just so. And then after seeing episode 3, they were like, I get it now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the thing is, there are people like that. I live with a friend of mine. It was my roommate for, I don't know, 4 years, something like that. And he's similar in that sense, where the things that he says is always to shock people.
Okay.
And he's also, same thing, not about relationships, just about, and that sort of thing. And so I knew a guy that was just like the Bruce character.
Yeah.
So I immediately was like, I get this guy. But it takes, the backstory to explain, this is why he is the way he is. Now, of course, the person I'm talking about doesn't have a similar backstory. That's
Right.
not why he is the way he is. But it's similar in the sense that he is. It's a defense mechanism.
Right.
And when they explain that, they go. I think the audience can go, I get it now. This is why he's so. But then, of course, you see now in this episode how protective he is of his friends. Because, I mean, yes, he wants Cal to be around and, to be this buddy of his, but he also doesn't want to see him, down in the dumps again, because it sucks.
Right.
You know someone who's always like, makes the same mistakes, and you're like, oh my God, you ask me for advice, I'm not giving you advice anymore, because you never take it, and you end up being, and I just don't want to deal with that anymore. And I feel like that's to me what's relatable to the character, and you learn more about the characters as we go along.
I love it.
More and more episodes. So.
They peel back the levels. It's an onion, but Bruce is trying to save you from yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have made not 1, 2, but 3 strikes.
Yeah.
And
he's right. Four divorces.
Yes.
At that point, you're like, dude, what is
He's
wrong
like,
with him?
3 is already weird.
Yeah.
4 is
They're
like
gonna be running for the hills. It's like, yeah, they are.
Well, ultimately, in the evening, you guys just peeled Tom off the floor in that night for you to now go down that road.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have to peel another person off the floor again.
Yeah.
So he'd lose 2 buddies to being mushy.
Yeah.
True.
That's a lot for Bruce to handle. He can only
It
handle
is.
one mushy
That's
person.
True. That's true.
So mushy and crying girl in the bathroom.
Oh, Lord,
who remains
nobody-
nameless.
The nameless girl from How to Make It in America.
I don't know. I don't know what her character name is.
Yeah.
I
Right.
can tell you Star, but I don't know what her character name is.
Sure. No.
But she was awesome, I thought, to come
yeah.
in and do that and pull that off. Because it's weird. It's like the whole episode, you're like, she's got to cry the whole time
The
she's on
entire
screen.
time.
And she did it, and it was so funny to me. It was how it played out. And I wish I'd gotten to see it. I would stick around on set and take photos and stuff.
Yeah.
But that day, because it was my episode, I worked so much that when I wasn't there, I was like, I'm not going to set. I'm too tired.
You mean you didn't want to hang out in the girls' bathroom?
No, I did. But
And
we
see
can't
a girl
talk about
cry
that.
for hours?
Amongst other things. Yeah.
I mean, as a girl, we don't want to see the girl crying in the bathroom, which is what the entire that scene was. There's nothing more annoying and sad.
Especially when she's drunk, a drunk girl crying.
So the thing is, though, she's very believable as an actress.
Yes.
But I feel like what you said about Bruce, there's a relatable quality. You girls seem to identify. We don't. I don't know any guys that cry in the bathroom that we have to pick up. But you guys seem to relate to that.
Yes, I will say this. She's the girl that once she kind of gets it together, and snaps out of it and goes and has another drink, she's the girl that Bruce wants at the end of the night. The crying drunk girl with the
Save
broken
that. Save that for predictions. We'll do it.
Okay. All right.
That's the girl.
So they finally get out of the bathroom. Thank God. I mean, not another girl comes into the ladies' room.
Not for a while.
For a while. And they finally get out of it, which is great. They plug in the random ex-girl. Hey, you jump in and clog that leaking hole or whatever.
Well, she was going through her entire history. She's like, and in 8th grade.
Oh my God!
You know what it reminded me of? This is such an obscure reference, but it reminded me. Do you guys know the Goonies? Have you guys seen the movie?
Absolutely.
You know when they take Chunk's hand and they put it in the blender and he starts spewing out everything that he did wrong when he cheated on a test. Like that's what it reminded me of. I was thinking, like, I don't know why it just went straight to Chunk talking about him cheating on a test and throwing up on people and fake throw up and then everybody in the theater is throwing up. That's immediately where it went to. Because
he does actually sit down for a minute and just continues
and
on
he's crying and he's just spewing everything out.
And then he starts eating. He's like,
the ice cream.
Goonies, man, take me home. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
That's a happy place you just brought me to. So they get back to the bar, and of course there's sexy Dominic.
Yeah.
And
that's a sexy man. I can say that. I'm secure in my masculinity.
As am I.
That's a sexy dude.
Yeah.
And I go running with him every once in a while, and I say I work out like 5 days a week. I go running with him once every like 3 months, and I'm dying. And I'm like, dude, how do you do this? We ran the Hollywood Bowl, the stairs the other day. It was me, him, and Adam, the British guy. Oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. I was like, how do you? And he's just like, wow. And I'm like, dude, you're a monster. You're a monster.
I gotta run some stairs. That's awesome. Good. 5 days a week, really?
Yeah, I work out. Yeah, I mean, unless I'm busy and I can't make it, but normally that's my schedule. Is
that's
I have to do that to keep myself sane.
Dedication.
That is dedication.
But yeah,
dedication. Dedication is cute little Liv. And her dedication to try to make it work at the bar tonight with Ron.
And we talk about her granny panties.
I think the panty storyline is so.
I think it's great.
That's
funny.
totally relatable.
I think it's great.
Is it really relatable?
Yeah. I mean,
come on, Candice, spill it.
Yeah, no, that's
spill it.
You have your comfortable undies, and you're just and you have your sexy undies.
Well, there's a rule.
Uh-oh.
I want to know this. What's going on?
There's a rule.
Cotton.
That if you go out and you don't want to put out, you wear granny panties.
Yep.
You wear your holiest granny panties, so that way you know you're not taking them off.
I don't want to know anything about granny panties and anybody.
If you don't want to, there's a rule. If you don't want to be sexy, you don't want to be felt up in any way, and you want to be a lady, don't shave your legs.
And wear the granny
panties.
panties.
I gotta tell you that'll absolutely work. I mean, I don't know about the granny panties because I don't know. I don't look at someone and go, hey, I don't see girls' underwears cresting as Ron said, so I wouldn't know. It was, unless it's something really tight, and then of course you're like, oh, there's no lining, so I'm guessing
VPL.
Right. But yeah, exactly.
What is it?
VPL, visible panty line.
Yeah.
Visible panty line. VPL.
Learning. Keep that in mind for next season.
I must say the worst is when you forget you have the granny panties on and you think.
Oh, and then you forget that you didn't. You forget that your intent was to come home and not have any action, and then you're like, well, no, it's too late now.
That's when you run to the bathroom, you take them off, and you shove it in your purse.
No
and then
way.
Then you have no panties on.
All right. Well, learn something new every day, guys.
There's always a way
Learn something
around
new every day.
Of the life of a woman.
But no, I love how she's back and forth, throughout the night in the bar, and we find out through Tom that it's only been 40 minutes that you guys have been at the bar.
Yeah.
And we're now in episode 4. It's only been 40 minutes.
I love it.
It's awesome.
That's how we get through a season. That's amazing.
Yes. 40 minutes, and it's the best kiss she's ever had. Like a race driver at sunset.
Yeah, race car driver at sunset.
An Italian race car driver.
Italian race car
they
driver.
They get detailed.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man. It was so fun. It was so fun to read these scripts.
Yeah.
And then it was so fun for things that that we improvised, and they stayed in there. It's something. You forget what was written and what was improvised because it was just it was such a collaborative effort that there were times that they were just like, okay, great, we got that. Let's just play. And when if it was real and it was true to the character and it was funny, it normally would stay.
Yeah.
But again, the scripts were funny. When we had table reads, it was just a laugh fest. So, again, credit to the writers.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I like that you said they listen to your voices, which is a major thing because all of your voices have a certain character to it. Like I can literally watch Mixology with my eyes closed, and I know everybody.
Yeah.
Because you all have that kind of, you know what Bruce sounds like. Liv has the most distinctive voice on the show.
And with how with what the writers are writing for her, and how she speaks of Ron, it's so dreamy.
Oh yeah.
And so
and she kills the performance.
Oh my
she
goodness.
just kills the
hands
performance.
down kills it.
She says, because it's so funny because she's so still sweet and innocent. She's like, I get all tingly like when you've had too much root beer. And I'm like, what? But you believe it about her.
Yes.
Because from what planet is tingly after too much root beer? But in Liv's world.
That's like our version of having way too much caffeine or espresso.
Yeah, but Liv. It's Liv.
Yeah.
So cute.
She's like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him my panties.
And what episode was it that she goes? He smelled like a castle. Is that what she said? He smells like a castle. It's like what? What does that even mean? Yeah, it's so because
they go so deep
her character
into.
is just so.
Yeah.
But she's just adorable. You know, she's like, I'm going to send him my panties. You know, like people are doing it up in the club. And then Maya's like, nobody says doing it up in the club.
I don't know if anyone notices that, but when she says that, she's like, I'm going to send him my panties. And she's got this, because she's on the side of the screen and the shot is on Maya. But you can see her, she's just like, all in. At that point, she's like, I'm all in. All my chips, I'm all in. Panty sign.
Panties
it's so funny.
over.
She's so confident about it. She's like, yeah, this is what they do, right? This is what we do. This is how we do it. Locking it down.
I'm closing this deal. I'm going to send him my panties. And she's got on the day-to-days, which is disgusting.
The day-to-days.
She's too cute to have the day-to-days on.
They're gigantic, like this. You know, they're like a pillowcase. They come up to your chin.
It's so funny that she goes, I'm going to send him my panties, knowing that she doesn't have them. So she's like, well, I need somebody else's panties. Maya.
Yeah. And even when the way she asked Maya, she's still commanding. She's still in that moment. She's like, give me your panties.
But I like that Maya's all in on it. She's like, okay, you know what? Fine. Let's do it. Let's see. This is your night.
This is my friend.
This is your
I'm
night.
going to help her out.
Let's figure out.
Maya.
Let's figure out if you're going to marry Jim or not.
Which is
Jim's
great.
not going anywhere.
Well,
You know,
Jim going somewhere. He ain't gonna make it through this
No.
season.
And that's a good friend. That's a good friend because she knows that she deserves more. She deserves better than the guy back home in the Snuggie watching her cats, TiVoing.
The CBS lineup.
Yeah, the CBS lineup and the Latina housemaids
What
show.
is it?
Devious
Devious
Maids.
Maids.
I love
Funny.
that show.
That's funny.
I mean, it's a great show, but you want a guy who's going to be adventurous and who's going to be sexy and mysterious and be exciting. A guy you want to hand your panties to in a bar or in a restaurant, even if it is your guy. You're like, hey, honey, here, by the way, I just took my panties off.
I like that she gears up to go through all this, all the trouble. Maya, she's got to get the panties from Maya, everything she's going through, and she comes over and she fumbles like this drug deal handoff.
Yes.
I'm like, how do you fumble?
And then she's like,
it was weird too. It was like robotic. It's like, I'm back.
And she knows it's her hand panties, and it's because she has bad circulation. The character to me is just so out of control awesome.
Yes.
So out of control awesome.
Everything she says is like down this rabbit hole of Alice in Wonderland. It's a trip.
And then Ron's reaction to it is just he's just so confused. He's like, I like her, she's awesome, but what is she talking about? Like, okay, I'm okay, all right.
She's
all
like,
right.
That looks like a dead bird.
Like a sparrow. He even has that moment though. He says he comes over to Dominic and he's like, hey, I just kissed an American girl,
and she ran away.
She ran away.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Is that a normal thing? Or like,
he's having a difficult time.
Yeah, and then Dominic's like, nah, it's never happened to me. What?
I love it though. He asked Dominic, and he's the only person in the bar that'll be like, never happens to me, bro.
Never.
Matter of fact, I get panties thrown at me.
Actually, he asked them that too. Do women hand you their panties?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. Dominic, my man, running the stairs, getting panties thrown at him. Yep.
Oh my God! But the best part about it is, she goes back to the bar and she's completely embarrassed about the whole panty situation, and then in jest, Ron sends his underwear on a platter.
Yep. Yeah. His Scottish boxers.
What I want to know is who did he get the platter from?
Right.
And who delivered the platter?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know because it's never shown. I want to know who he was like. I need to get these to this girl. How do we do this?
Do me a favor, bro. Do me a solid here.
Yeah,
I need,
can you? Was it Star? I don't know. I don't know.
Star 2 R's.
Or maybe Kacey.
Maybe.
Casey's sweet enough to make that happen.
Oh boy. Yeah, she does love. So
I got to tell you, his after losing that much money in one day. His boxes were pretty clean.
Yeah.
Pretty crisp.
He's wearing boxers. I don't even know how you're getting dressed after losing that kind of million. But his dance though is absolutely hilarious.
Very childlike.
Yeah.
Very
It had levels.
Adam is so funny. He's such a fun person to be around. Everybody is really.
That's really cool. Yeah. No, we were talking a little bit about Dominic though, and I just wanted to get Jess and Fab in there. They have kind of a challenge that happens right at the end, which is great. And Dominic comes over, he introduces himself. They both say their names because they're like, he's talking to me. No, he's talking to me. No, he's talking to me, Smitch. So they're like, it's on. And she goes, so same rules as high school, which I thought was hilarious. Anything goes as long as we stay friends.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. What in the world have they gone through?
Well, we saw some of it in episode 3. We saw some of it. You get to see a little bit more next episode.
Yes.
But we did see some of it, which, by the way, episode 3, when she goes, I think I'm going to go with Fab, and you should go with something like Shondo. Who comes up with this stuff?
I called it Shondo. Dude,
Shondo is what?
It's genius. Shondo was amazing.
You were tweeting Shondo to her all week last
week. I had to. Shondo was amazing.
So amazing.
I actually want to be, I feel Shondo in me. I
had a friend of mine hanging out with me, and he goes, dude, I'm going to be Shondo for the night. I'm going to be Shondo. Tonight I'm going to be Shondo all night. And I was like, it's such a funny...
I think I'm going to do that. I want to be Shondo for the next episode.
Okay.
The whole time.
Okay. You have to be in character, though. Yeah. You have to be in character.
So I got to figure out what his backstory is. We need some Shondo backstory. You guys that are watching, go ahead and comment and give me some Shondo backstory.
We'll give you some Shondo backstory.
I'll play Shondo next week.
Done deal. Well, I love how the episode ended. Aside from that, with your characters and how
it was kind of sad.
It was kind of sad. It was kind of sad because it was. Cal decides to not go out and meet Kacey on her break and, stay behind with the boys, not get his heart broken. And Kacey sits out back, stuffing her face with non-carb lettuce, wrapped grass-fed burgers. And we hear Maya say, this one line, there's always that hope that the next time our stupid, stupid hearts will get it right, get it right the next time. And, we're so rooting.
We're all rooting for you. I think that's great about your character.
I think that one thing that I've always said, having been through the whole process, was I love what they did with my character. I love where they took my character. I loved when we got to this episode. And I did this for every episode. I only read my lines because our cast was so talented. I didn't want to read it in my voice because I felt like I would ruin it. So I would only read my lines, and just kind of look at it. And then when we got in the room for the table read, I would get to hear all the characters live and not knowing exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
So there are little points where in the voiceover stuff, they just had lines of actions of what my character was doing, which I didn't read because I didn't see it. And when I read that he decided to not go, and then of course the voiceover that went with it, I was like, oh my god! Like I was touched by it, and I was like, oh my god, this episode is so amazing.
Yeah.
And I love the change of pace because a lot of the reactions that I've been getting from the episode have been, oh my god, why didn't you tell me that this was going to happen? And I'm like, well, I didn't want to give away any spoilers.
Right.
But it's one of those things where every other episode so far, everybody had kind of gotten, there had been kind of like, okay, everybody kind of gets what they want. Bruce didn't exactly get the Jessica character. But it was like she did go, maybe.
Right.
And then Tom got the number, and then Ron and Liv, their romance was kind of building. And this was the one where it was like, oh, they're going separate ways.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a good change of pace, and it was, I felt like it was a different. It was a different dynamic. It was just a different dynamic, and it was something for people to root for now.
Yeah, sure.
Not that they're not going to be rooting for, because it's only episode 4.
Right.
So we got 9 more episodes of some fun stuff happening. But
I like that though. You live through it as it's happening live. You know, that was cool. That's a cool way to go about it.
You know what I feel like mixology is? Do you guys remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books?
yes, yes, I do. I had a Batman Choose Your Own Adventure book. Yes,
I feel like if I turn the page, it could go any which direction.
Yeah.
Mixology is my very own Choose Your Own Adventure.
I don't know. I think there are some directions that we know about in predictions.
I think we should get to some yummy predictions. Except you.
I'm not predicting anything.
You can't predict, so you will hear us guess where we think the story's going to go next.
Oh.
Shall we?
Go ahead. I want to hear your prediction. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. Candice.
Did that just happen for real?
Yeah. It did.
That's how we do. We get
It's
a little,
about to go down.
Get a little intro
Is there,
for
is there a
that
graphic?
portion.
Is there a graphic for that?
Actually, we have a whole
That's
other
awesome.
prediction thingy.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
All right. I think Jessica's going to get Dominic, the little competition she has with her friend. I think she's going to win. And I think Kacey and Cal are they're going to hook up. He's going to have a change of heart.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. So I'm kind of on the same page. I just wrote down like this. Bruce and Fab is going down. Jessica and Dominic's gonna happen. Cal and Kacey will go the long route but come back together. And what's my final? Who else is left?
Ron and Liv.
Yes.
Ron and Liv is not going to happen.
Really?
And Tom and Maya.
Tom and Maya is going to happen, though. I said that from the beginning. Tom and Maya is going to happen because
Liv's
they're
gonna end up in a
opposites.
bathroom
Who
with
Liv?
Yeah. Liv and
I don't think so. I think Jim's coming in, just like Stars made her cameo. Star double R. Jim is coming to save his woman, and there will be no Liv and Ron.
No Liv and Ron?
Nope.
I think
Nope.
Bruce is going to do the girl that's crying in the bathroom.
She may be gone forever.
I think he's going to take it down. Yeah. I still think that, Liv and Ron, and I see she's doing the panties. He's now sent over the boxers. I
gonna
see.
happen.
I don't.
Not
I
buying
see
it.
that it's gonna start to. There's a little romance there. It's getting exciting. I say, why not?
We're going to need to start wagering these predictions
Yeah,
so I can
you
win
know,
a little
you
something.
guys
I'm
gotta
down
put
to put money on it.
on these
Because
things.
I'm against that whole Liv and Ron. But anyway, what do I know but everything?
I don't know. You guys tell us what you think out there. Go to iTunes, download us, rate us, comment. Also go onto the YouTube and tell us what you think. We always read the comments. You can tweet at us here at AfterBuzz TV, and also follow us on Facebook, on Twitter. Where can they find you, Craig?
You can find me on the Facebook. You can also find me on the Twitter at Sir Craig Frank. I'm also on Instagram, also Sir Craig Frank. I try to keep it, consistent. Consistent.
Not to be mistaken with
good.
Lord Frank.
Not Lord Frank. Not Somebody texted me today and they said congratulations, sire. And I was like, okay, now that's weird.
Not too far.
Weird.
That's one step beyond.
That's not what I am.
Yeah, why not? Candice, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Candy Buen, Candy with I-E, Buen, B-U-E-N.
And you, my darling.
Oh, me. I am her darling. I am more fire on Twitter. Go holla at your boy.
You can find me, Miriam L. Gonzalez, on Twitter. You can also find me on Facebook. Until next Thursday, we will see you here at Mixology.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.